You are listening to the best in gospel music on FWR, Free Worship Radio.
Welcome to Lyrics and Laughs with Hughes, where each week we spotlight your favorite artists, some of the funniest comedians, feature the latest music, and have lots of fun doing it. We've got another exciting show in store for you today. Stay locked right here on FWR Gospel. Hey, happy Sunday, folks. Here's funny lady Shonda Pierce sharing a few reflections about growing up as a preacher's kid. Listen in.
Who don't know and don't care and had nothing else to do tonight, I'll give you a little background about myself. I grew up a preacher's kid. That explains anything at all. It would explain the leather pants. This is my point of rebellion. Some people have leather on their Bibles. I have it on my legs. Grew up a preacher's daughter. I grew up in the South. I grew up in South Carolina, which is where I got this voice. Moved to Tennessee. It just got worse. Preacher's kid and a middle child. Isn't that precious? I reek with dysfunction. I also attended the same church where my dad was a preacher. He didn't ask me to. I just did. I think I should get extra points for that, to tell you the truth. My mom was the church piano player. Wasn't that precious? So we always had to sit up front. I sat on the second row, piano side, most all my life. Wasn't that tender? And it was handy, too, because Mama always wanted us up front in case she had to get to us, if you know what I mean. And that woman was fast. I've never seen anybody, beat their kids between the first and the second verse of victory in Jesus. Never missed a beat. And Mama had that little righteous pincher thing going on. Did your mama ever done that when you're at school or church? That'll wear you out. It was so stinking funny. People used to think we were like getting the Holy Ghost or something. Man, it wasn't spiritual. It was mother.
Yeah, it wasn't spiritual. It was mother. Come on. That's a funny lady, Shonda Pierce. Well, up next is my interview with another preacher's kid, Toby Palmer. Stay tuned for more. Folks, I am here with the incomparable Toby Palmer. I cannot tell you how I'm excited I am that he's on the line joining me today. All right. Now that that's been said, I definitely want to just share a little bit about Mr. Toby Palmer, because I'm sure y'all know who he is already. But Toby Palmer is the son of a Baptist preacher who had a mother who recognized his gift at a young age. And he pioneered a sound all his own. In the early 90s, Toby Palmer and Chosen Generation burst onto the music scene. They introduced a new energy, live musical presentation, style, and signature sound, along with masterful chorale direction, of course, from Mr. Toby Palmer himself. I'm excited to have you here, friend. Welcome, Toby. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I think it's clear how I'm doing.
I see you're pretty hype. That is hilarious.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you on. And so let it be known. All right. Now, Toby, we heard a little blurb about you, if you will. But I'm curious, what would your friends say about you?
Well, they would probably say I'm a big kid, or I'm a little, or I'm a little weird, or I'm a little unusual. Yeah, because
really?
they actually said it to my, they said it to my face. So I know they say it about me behind my back.
Why would they say that, Toby?
Well, I'm not intentionally, but, I kind of seem to go against the grain sometimes.
That's what makes
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Well, I haven't heard that, but I'm interested that you think that's what folks would say.
Right.
So here's the thing, Toby. At one time, you were known across the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area for hosting music concerts, dropping an album, doing some sort of recording. What have you been up to since your last album dropped?
Oh, well, okay. So that album dropped in 97? You want me to start throwing out dates so people will know my age, and they'll start doing math in their head, and they'll say, "Oh, he's old." But now that came out in 97, and music was different then, times were different then, and I think that people think that music was my primary thing, that I really, really wanted to do music, but that was not the case. I was into theater and acting, and I thought I was going to be an actor. But it didn't work, so I stuck with the thing that was working. But it was never my intention to go on. I guess people just like me doing it.
We do. We definitely enjoy your music and your directorship. Can you say more about the acting journey that maybe a lot of people didn't know about you were on?
Well, yeah, after I graduated from high school, I went to school for theater and acting. And I graduated with a degree in theater and did a couple of things. And the Chosen Generation took my attention for a long period of time, so I didn't have time to pursue it as much as I wanted to. But it was always there.
Always there. Well, how did Chosen Generation come to be then in that case?
Oh, I directed my church choir. Mm-hmm. And then Don Edwards Miller, the radio DJ at the time for WICB, you remember that, the AM station?
I do.
Mm-hmm. He was the radio DJ, and he wanted to start a community choir. He wanted me to start a community choir. We were already in a choir together called the Love Club Fellowship Youth for Christ Mass Choir. And he came to me and he asked me and he said, "Do you want to start your own community choir?" And I said, yeah. And it was as simple as that.
Wow.
He took over and went on the radio and did all of the promotion for me. And that's how it started.
Wow. That was simple. So was it on your mind before then? Was it something quietly you had thought about and then the door opened, or was it totally off guard for you?
It was not on my radar.
At all. Wow.
Yeah. It was not.
So how many people were in the group when you first started? Oh, sorry.
After we had 100 people at first. For a few years, yeah.
That's a lot of people. But I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say before that? I'm sorry about that.
Well, and this is also the DMV area, and people's interest don't stay for me. They move on to something else.
People love singing, Toby. They love to sing and
absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a lot of people. There's so many people that wish their group started with 100. Go ahead, Toby. That's awesome. So once you got
they don't have.
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
No, what were you saying? They don't have what?
No, I was going to say they don't have those large community choirs anymore. Well, a lot of them. They don't have a lot of them. They used to have a lot of them back in the day. They still exist, but there aren't as many.
I know, and there are not as many with the same sort of staying power that your group had as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because from what I know about your group, most of you all are still in contact, still singing together to some degree, still sort of interacting, even after all these years. Is that correct?
Oh, well, the incredible thing about Chosen Generation, well, the incredible thing about God, I will say, is that he did a lot of internal ministry and Chosen. I think he had to shift some things around for people and put them in places to meet other people. And so I think there was a lot of internal work going on. And during that time, we built friendships that will last, forever. Forever. We're all, we're a family. We don't sing together, but we're still a family.
That's so true. There's nothing like the bond that comes out of those like singing aggregations, or if you're in band or choral, like all those types of sort of settings where you get to spend a lot of time together and be creative and connect. There's no bond like it. There's definitely some great memories I've had from being in different choirs and just those types of times. Very special.
Yes. But there are also those, I mean, we can stay, with the good stuff, but there's also some bad stuff too. I've also had a member that said, if we weren't in church right now, I'd beat you in the face. I said, oh, okay.
Well, thank God I was in the church.
Yeah, so
it could have went another way, it sounds.
Yeah, it could have been. I stood like Chris Rock. I just said, okay.
Toby.
Okay.
You did a Chris Rock before Chris Rock did it.
Right. I made it cool. Yeah.
Oh God.
Whatever.
But that's true. I mean, we could talk about the fluff of those moments and the memories and the relationships, but there are some lows too, and there are people that we're no longer connected with who have, been in those same congregations, and those are hard realities, but sometimes necessary.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! Can you tell us another story?
You know what? This is, no. Because I was, that one was just off the cuff. You don't want to hear too many stories. You want to hear good stories or bad stories? I don't know.
Just interesting. I was trying to tap into the interesting.
Well, I mean, if any director will know, when you deal with a large number of people, you deal with a large number of personalities and a large number of moods. And, you have to be able to not only direct a choir, but at some point you might need to listen to a choir member. And it's important from where I am, for the choir member to be heard if they express something. So I always try to listen to anyone that comes to me with a sincere problem. Now, there are some that come with the same problem every week. And those people, I tend to just stay away from. You got that choir member that is going to, they call them help rejecting complainers. They are going to find something wrong every single week.
Oh, my goodness.
And what do? You just smile and say, okay, God bless you. We'll see if we can work it out.
Why do they keep coming back if they're so unhappy? Go on, child. Go on.
Well, it's a strange dynamic. People love to sing. And, with a church, you can't really turn down. Well, back in the day, you couldn't really turn down anyone that just wanted to sing, regardless of whether they could or not.
So wait a minute, are you suggesting that things have changed now that, we start turning people away? Volunteers?
Well, I'm not saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying that as I look across the hundreds of people, putting music out there in churches, I don't see any bad singers. Mm-hmm. I don't hear any bad notes coming up. I mean,
so apparently somewhere somebody didn't make the cut.
Right. Right. And somebody's sitting at home mad because of it.
Oh my gosh. Well, tell me this, Toby. I'm going to ask a different sort of question. When you were in your rhythm and in, sort of creating music, what was your formula for creating a hit? Like, how did you know that was the one that was going to make the album cut?
Well, you give that CD much more credit than I actually do, real talk. But Leroy Taylor Scooter was the one who actually predominantly wrote all the songs on there.
Wow. Okay, shout out to Scooter.
Yeah, what we did was, she would do the song and I would, enhance the vocal arrangements. Yeah, and again, I was young. I didn't know music like that. I just wanted to direct choir, right? So now I'm in this space where not only I'm directing a choir, I have a community choir that travels and does stuff. And now we have recorded. Now I'm in a studio where I don't even, it's out of my element. Because I'm the theater guy, so
right.
I try to make it work, and then we have a producer come in and take over, and then when I finally hear it, I'm not really happy because I'm a church boy, so I know gospel music. I've listened to choirs, I know how they should sound, and I wasn't really pleased with the outcome. I think I wasn't off. I wasn't pleased with the outcome, but I had no control. So, I wish that I could take credit for the songs that were hits that I had written, but that was all Leroy Scooter Taylor.
Wow, that's an interesting dynamic. And again, shout out to Scooter. But I love the partnership there and how you all figured out how to work together to create something memorable and that people appreciate even still today after all these years.
Yeah, because Scooter actually played for my church choir. And then at that time, so when Don Miller asked me if I wanted to, I was like, yeah, if I can get Scooter with me. And, me and Scooter have been side by side for a long time.
You were a package deal.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, we were at Union Temple together, too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And folks who are listening, again, these are folks and locations that we're highlighting that are based in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. So Google them, look them up, look the people up, look the names of the locations up. Very iconic places, churches, people. And I'm glad that Toby is here to help educate some of our listeners on some of the great places of worship in our community, as well as some great legendary people who have helped to pull together some iconic music, especially in this region. So I wanted to flag that really quickly. But I was going to ask a question, Toby, and I'm asking this because I'm really curious to hear your thought on this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's necessary for a director to also know how to sing? Because there's a difference.
No, he doesn't have to know how to sing. I mean, I don't know how to sing, but no, he does not. He does not. I mean, if a director has some type of musical ability, he might be able to play. It's because you can play that and you can sing. So if he can play, he knows notes. So he can teach notes.
That's awesome.
And I think the reason it was important for me is because especially this younger generation who are also thinking about where they sit musically and have grown up in the church and want to find, or follow their passions. I think it's interesting for people to understand that being a director doesn't mean that you have to know how to sing, but being able to leverage your gifts to create a sound that brings God glory is important. And you can do that in many different ways. So I appreciate you sort of validating what I was thinking, but I was curious to also hear your response.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, back in the day, back in the 80s, you know, it was you had to be able to play in order to be a minister of music. And that is one reason why at my church I was never made official minister of music, because I could not play. So there's that. But I don't believe that. I think that anyone that can handle, because it's administration too, that can handle a music department, and you know, it's how you develop it, and that they can teach, then I think they could be qualified to, you know, do that job.
Look at that. I never realized that piece, that you had to know how to play in order to sort of fill that role back in that time.
Yeah.
Now anybody's standing up here tossing out a note hoping you catch it these days.
Yep. Yep.
But listen, if it works, so be it. I'm not mad at it. I'm just curious, and that's sort of the
I'm not mad at it either.
From you. It's working.
Right. I'm not mad at it either. Yeah.
Shout out to the people making it work. All right.
I mean, like, for instance, I mean, you know, between me and you, don't tell anybody, Kirk Franklin can't sing. Kirk Franklin can't sing, but wouldn't you want him to be minister of music of your church?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, like, I guess I'm wondering how I would feel if before the fame he showed up. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if that makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but absolutely now.
Right. See, and it just shows you that you just don't know what you're turning down.
Yep. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That came full circle. That is so good. You don't know.
Yeah.
Come on. You got a little preaching in you still, Toby. I see it.
Oh, boy.
I almost grabbed the offering plate, but I was like, okay, not that.
We can do that. Let's do that.
that part, okay. Now,
right.
Toby, what role does music play in your day-to-day life?
Well, you know, again, I'm not as musical as people may think, or who's ever thinking about it. I'm not as musical as people think. So some people get up and the first thing they need to do is turn on some music to start their day and get going. I'm not that guy. I am the guy who gets up and turns on MSNBC to see what's going on in the world. You know, I'm the guy that when I drive to work, I'll listen to, you know, Howard Stern. you know, I'm that kind of guy. I don't like music all day. I go in shifts. Like, you know, I feel like hearing some music now, but I'm just not that, you know, all music all day time. Crazy, right?
No. So essentially the answer to the question is as needed or as desired.
Yeah, as needed. As needed. I would much rather watch a television show and see how a character develops. What choices an actor makes in their character than, you know, sit and listen to music.
Well, Toby, how do you feed that longing, that desire for, you know, wanting to be an actor and be in theater? Like, how do you feed that?
Well, I haven't yet. I had to think about it. I haven't been feeding it. You get to a certain age, I thought that, so here's the thing. You get to a certain age where you think that your window of opportunity is closed. And then I saw, what was that show? Did we talk about that Steve Martin, Murder's Only in the Building, where he wrote it and he starred in it, and it's nominated for all these awards. And it's really, and I watched it and it's really good. And he's like in his 70s, like 78, 79. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Maybe I still got a little more time, a couple more weeks. So, that's it kind of rejuvenated me. So, I started doing some things with this woman. I don't know if you heard of her. Her name is Lay. And we've been working on some things. And then I got a couple of other comedy projects that I'm, writing, and some other things that I got in the pot.
You got some things in the works. Yeah, I've heard of Lay. She's an emerging star, I hear.
Oh, yes, she's very talented. Very talented. Absolutely. People should Google her.
I
don't know where she is. I think she's in this area. Yeah.
Don't do it, Toby. Don't do it. So in other words, folks, more to come.
More to come, yes.
More to come.
Yes.
Well, who are your favorite actors and actresses? Like, who are you inspired by?
Well, I wouldn't be human. I wouldn't be an actor if I wouldn't say that, I really am a fan of Viola Davis and Meryl Streep. They're like my two top favorite female actresses in this moment.
Who's that, Viola Davis, and who was the other person?
Meryl Streep.
Really?
Oh my God.
I need to do some homework on Meryl.
Meryl Streep, I first saw her in the movie Sophie's Choice, where she played a Nazi war prisoner with two kids. And because the child said something, she was given a choice. Which one was she letting live? The other one was going to be thrown in the fire.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what the movie was, Sophie's Choice. Which one, your son or your daughter? That was powerful. Then I've seen her in a comedy. She was in a comedy where she played, a dead woman coming, like she can do anything. She was in an action movie. She just does it all. Everything. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I think I saw the second movie. I forget what it's called, but I think I saw
Becomes Her. Death Becomes Her.
Yes. Very popular movie. A lot of people probably know her because of that movie, even though she had done work prior to that.
Yes. And of course, everybody knows her from The Devil Wears Prada.
And The Devil Wears Prada, a more recent movie. Yep. Come on, Meryl. Okay.
You can do anything.
I apologize, Meryl, wherever you are. I was sleeping on Meryl. Okay, Mrs. Streep. I'm going to get it together. I know Viola now. Yes. I know Viola like we personal friends.
Right. Right. Yes.
I know her body of work. Wow. Okay, so those are the two top right now.
Yeah, but you're going to get me all into this little nerdy world, Lay, because I have subcategories and primary A categories and sub B with my actors. I have them all in levels.
I want it. I want to know.
Oh, we don't have time to get into this mind to mind, but there's some actors that I like that aren't necessarily known, but they're really, really good.
Like?
Lay. How much time we got?
We got a couple minutes.
Because then you got to decide where you're going to go. If you want to talk about the people in drama or the people in comedy, you want to talk about the people on stage, or you want to talk about the people in film or TV. I got all different kind of categories. So I'm trying to tell you, I'm a nerd.
I got the hints, but I want to tap into your mind a little bit. So can you give us a summary, a recap, highlights?
So TV, my favorite actor in this moment on TV. That means I would have to tell you stuff I'm watching, and everything shouldn't be shared with the people.
This is going down a dark path, I see.
No, it's not dark. It's not dark because I'm watching real goofy stuff. It's real goofy stuff, and it's more embarrassed to admit that I'm watching. It's not a shame, but you know.
I didn't know, Toby. I wasn't sure.
Wait a minute. Now you got me thinking who my favorite actor and actress is on TV. Oh, well, actor in this current moment is Sterling K. Brown from This Is Us.
Okay.
In TV.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. He is.
Yeah.
And the thing, the people are just coming to know him. But I knew him from when he starred in a show called Supernatural on the CW. So I've always knew he was going to be great.
Supernatural.
Yeah, he was on Supernatural. Yep. Then he just
wasn't he also?
disappeared.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to get it straight. Wasn't he also in Grey's Anatomy and had sort of like a hiccup where he had to leave the show? Or am I confusing him with someone else?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. Don't you watch Grey's Anatomy? Did you watch Grey's Anatomy?
I don't like scripted shows.
Yes. Yeah, we had that conversation. I don't really know.
Okay, never mind.
You did send me a show, though, that you watched, and I had not seen it, but the actress that played her is from Saturday Night Live.
Yes. It's, I think the title is This Is How I Love You, or something like that.
Right, I'm going to check that out, too, because I like her. I like that lady. I like her.
Yes, I enjoyed the first episode.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, I have to build myself up for multiple episodes of a scripted show. It takes
right.
a lot of effort.
Yeah, we're going to work on that, too. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
I was really hoping you wouldn't, but okay.
Oh, and I like Kate Moss too. She's in Kate Moss. You know her name, Kate Moss? Yeah, she's in this series called Shining Girls. And she's also the girl from Elizabeth Moss. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Moss. Kate Moss. One's an actress, one's a model. Whichever one's the actress.
Correct.
Whichever Moss is also in the place that the show that we're heading to in America now, where the women can't get pregnant unless authorized, and they have to wear these capes. You know the show I'm talking about? Who am I?
Not at all.
It'll come to me.
I'm over here trying to Google, like, what is he talking about?
Oh, Google Elizabeth Moss.
Okay. I'll do that.
It's a Kate Moss. Oh. Yeah. I thought you were doing it like right now, but yeah, she's my favorite too.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
I'm doing it now, but while I do that, Elizabeth Moss is an actor. She's on
in
Queen of Peak TV. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
No.
We're literally having a full sidebar conversation. Sorry, listeners.
I know, right? But everybody watches it now. I mean, you know what? You're gonna make me Google it.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I know it's gonna bug you. Is she in
okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Is she in Handmaid's? Oh, it is. It's a
Handmaid's Tale. There you go. The Handmaid's Tale. See? Very good. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, I know. I felt it. I said, this is not going to end well if I don't get this answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to get a call after this is over. Okay, no, for real. I do have another question, and it's related to artistry and theater still. Just a different lens. And I'm curious how you have used acting or theater or principles from that world to get through tough times.
Ask it again. I'm sorry, you kind of broke up.
Apologies. But I'm curious how you have... Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I'm just curious how you have used maybe principles from theater to get through tough times.
Oh, well, now that's a therapist question. Yeah, now you're my therapist. That's the question my therapist would ask me. But TV for me was the perfect vehicle to escape. Some people like read books and they can totally immerse themselves into that world as they read. I am like that with television. If it's a good story, I can totally immerse myself in it, and at the same time watch how a character makes the choices that they make in their character. So, I've been doing it since when I was a kid, I just loved to watch TV. As I watched TV all my life, I kind of grew into this kind of science of it, how I watch TV. So it was my escape for anything bad that happened in my life. I would, immerse myself in TV. Back in the day when I was younger, it was the Carol Burnett show that kept my mind from thoughts of bad things that happened around me.
Wow, so, that's actually pretty powerful.
I've depended on TV, to help me through a lot of things.
That's pretty powerful. And you know what's interesting? I bet not a lot of people realize that they use TV or books in that way. It just becomes a habit.
Yeah, I mean, even for a little while, you are able to immerse yourself into somebody else's world, somebody else's problems. It takes you away from your situation. Although they're still there, you could just, not have to deal with them for those moments.
True. Food is my escape, especially a warm chocolate chip cookie.
That's what does it for you.
I leave reality for a short moment. I enter into bliss with each chocolate chip morsel, and then I return.
Right. See, but the space is the same. It's just how you get there is different from me. We get to the same place. We just have different ways of getting there.
We got different. And speaking of when we get over there, wow, you have a song titled "When We Get Over There." Can you tell us a little bit about this song and sort of what inspired this?
Well, that's a song that Scooter wrote, Leroy Taylor, and but while I was teaching it to the choir, true story, this song has a whole lot of stuff to it. While I was teaching it to the choir, Marette Brown was there in the back.
Ooh.
And she came up and she said, "Do this part." And she added on at the end when we go, "There will be singing, singing." She added that, "Shouting joy when we get over there." That Marette did that in that moment at rehearsal. Yeah.
Shout out to national recording artist Marette Brown Clark.
Yes, but there's more to this story on that song because we actually went on tour. We did a tour. It was us, it was Donnie McClurkin, and it was Kim McFarland. And we were doing sound checks in Scripps Cathedral. And we were rehearsing When We Get Over There. And Donnie McClurkin came in. And he said, "I like that. Give me that mic." And this was the sound check, and it turned into pandemonium.
Oh my God!
We were like, "Can you come grab the mic when we sing it in front of the congregation?" Because it's like we don't even want to do it now because it's completed. It is done.
Wow.
Yeah,
it hit different.
Yeah, it hit different. Yeah. Well, it's Donnie McClurkin, so it's gonna hit different.
Yes, and Marette. Both of them put their fingerprints on it, and Scooter
Absolutely
kicked things off.
Absolutely.
With you in the mix. What a combination. We got to let the people hear this song. Now, here we are with Toby Palmer and Chosen Generation.
Oh, you like gonna play it like right now? You like gonna play it like in front of people?
Yeah, it's about to come on when we get over there. was When We Get Over There by Toby Palmer and Chosen Generation. Yes! Toby, I have a few more questions for you. I'm curious.
Okay.
Like, before we played the song, you started talking about the work you've done with Maurette Brown Clark. And of course, Scooter, we appreciate you for writing the songs. And then Donnie McClurkin stepped in with that last song we just heard. But who else would you want to do a collab with? Ever.
Well, I mean, the musical landscape has changed so much these days. I mean, I've always enjoyed Jonathan McReynolds' music.
Oh.
And how he interprets, gospel music beautifully. And, a few others. Can't think of anybody other than Jonathan that I actually listen to. God, there's so many. I mean, and not to mention, of course, I am a fan of our own Charles Butler and Trinity and our own, Richard Smallwood, our own people in the DMV area.
Yes.
I always listen to those because I support them. But, outside of that, it's kind of like Jonathan McReynolds or CeCe Winans. Her CD is beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, now we're tapping in.
Yeah.
2 seconds. I don't know who else I listen to. Oh my goodness, Toby. That's a whole other conversation, to be honest, around like music, how it's changed, and sort of like what feeds us now. When it comes to gospel music, that's a whole different conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know about yourself now that you didn't know when you first started sort of on this journey to music, to theater, to church? What do you know now that you didn't know back in 97?
Well, I know that that's another therapy question. And I know that there is about 5 billion things that I know about life that I didn't know back when I was 27. And that's a whole other show too. But I think mostly it was learning to be able to have a voice and speak through a lot of noise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to have you fill in the blank. This was the cool thing I was going to do with you. And I was going to ask you to fill in the blank. The blank starts with I am. And I was going to ask you to fill in the rest. I am.
I am one who accepts every human being for who they are.
Wow.
Now, there's another I am. I am the one that when I first meet you, assume that you are a serial killer, and I work my way down from there.
I am done.
Because, that's how I operate. When I first meet you, you are a serial killer, and you prove to me that you are not. So work your way down.
Level to this thing, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that choked me up so good, so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, so the flip side is I am not. Can you fill in that blank?
I am not as much as an extrovert as people think that I am.
Would you say you're shy?
I am, well, yeah. Shy is a part of that umbrella of it, yeah. But it's a whole lot of stuff underneath there that's with shy. So yeah.
More therapy conversations.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure that in therapy you talk about holding on, and you have a song called "Hold On." That's a song you go to therapy. I don't want to make any assumptions.
Absolutely.
But you also have a song called "Hold On." Would you say?
Absolutely. Holding on is key.
Hold on, yes. We assume that Scooter wrote this also.
No, actually, PJ Morgan wrote that.
Okay. I'm glad I asked.
PJ wrote that. Yeah.
Shout out to PJ.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you hope folks walk away with after listening to this song, Hold On?
I mean, the words, it's just two words, but have so much significant meaning when you are faced against something and you feel like you're at your wit's end and there's no other direction to go and you don't feel like tomorrow is going to come. You just sit in that and you just hold on. And it always works itself out. And most of the time, it's not the way you see it.
I needed that right now in this moment. And so we're going to give it to the people. Toby Palmer and Chosen Generation with Hold On. But before we play that song,
Jesus.
Toby, cliffhanger. Cliffhanger. No, Toby, just tell folks how they can stay in touch with you, follow you, and connect with you on social media.
I'm hip now. So I'm on the IG, John. Then I'm on the FB, John, on Facebook. Then you can hit me up on what's the other one with the 2 T? TikTok. You can hit me up on the TikToker. And
you on
those
TikTok? Go.
Yes.
And what's your handle?
Oh, come on now. I don't know all of that. Toby Palmer.
Is it Toby Palmer? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Toby Palmer. I don't know the at Toby Palmer TikToker thingy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go search for Toby Palmer on all the social media sites that he just flagged, and you will find him. You can stay connected and hear more of his music. But for real, now we will play Toby Palmer and Chosen Generation. Hold On.
Thank you, Lay. It's been fun.
Oh, John. Oh, John. Oh, John. Sometimes in this life, situation gets you down. Things look real bad. No solution can be found. But don't you even worry. Just call on Jesus. Be there in a hurry. If you hold on. situation gets you down. Things look real bad. No solution can be found. Don't you even worry. Just call on Jesus. He'll be there in a hurry. If you hold on, I know you see it through. Oh, there's no limit what God can do. But enough others for you. I know. Don't you ever give up, oh no.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Lyrics and Laughs with Leigh Hughes. Meet me here each and every Sunday for more artist spotlights, great music, and plenty of laughs. Throughout the week, you can follow me on Instagram at Lyrics, Laughs, and Leigh, or download the FWR Gospel app for endless music and inspiration. Remember, love conquers all. See you next week.